Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Ollie43 and in this awesome video I'm going to be talking you through my experience at a special event with NVIDIA and HTC VIVE Steam VR. It was an absolutely incredible event. Lots of cool experiences. We got Portal, we got Zombie Shooter, we got Paint, we got Under the Ocean. We got lots of awesome stuff to show you, to talk about. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, remember to hit the like button. Let's see how many we can get to. And feel free to subscribe for more content on VR in the future. But here we go. Okay, so this is the dashboard before you go into any of the menus or games or anything. And right here, the guy was just showing me, I can see the controllers in the space. And I can basically launch a balloon. So it was really cool balloon physics, which sounds really weird, but it was super fun hitting a virtual balloon. I could have kept doing that for ages. You can see the guys, he's actually talking to me, giving me instructions right here, and I'm still like messing about. So I tried like lightly pushing it, and 100% the physics felt amazing. So like balloon physics with the HTC VIVE are incredible. Now let's begin with the blue. So the scenario with this is you are on a shipwreck underwater, and it's just a really cool demo just to see what the kit's like. So he's now putting headphones on me. There's a cam up in the top right hand corner, and the first thing I noticed, and the first thing you kind of have to get used to, is the fact you can actually walk around. So I was looking around in like one spot, and then I realized I could kind of walk up to the edge here and kind of lean over the edge, which is really cool. And the one thing that's really hard to put across throughout the video, and just I really don't like, until you have a go yourself, you're never really going to understand it, I don't think. But what you're seeing is a very square image. For me, it was my complete peripheral vision, and I 100% was convinced it was there. Like I was there, and I just felt there, and it felt small. And this whale in particular was absolutely huge. It like looked at me, and I was like, oh, I was knocking the fish out of the way for one thing, but I was like, oh, I could probably walk up and get close to you, which is exactly what I did, which was so awesome. Now this made me think things like David Attenborough nature shows would be so cool with this thing, because you could get up and close with David Attenborough next to you, and he could give you a commentary on like some really cool stuff. I love David Attenborough. Obviously I'm British, so you gotta love that stuff. But yeah, this was really cool, really nice demo, and it was really impressive just to kind of knock around the fish and just be in a really weird environment. Now this next one I think was probably my second favorite out of all of it, and this is the tilt brush demo. Now this is a demo which allows you to basically paint, and the experience for me was basically using Microsoft Paint for the first time when you were a really young kid, or the first time you found like you could paint digitally. It was like, oh, I could do all this crazy stuff. It's not really fair to compare it to Microsoft Paint. However, that experience of just like, oh my god, this, I feel like I can do anything sort of feeling, was definitely true, and kind of came through and made me just go, wow, that's just absolutely amazing. So you can see there I wrote my name, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. And the guy who's giving me instructions was telling me all about how the thing works here. He was saying, try and draw a square cube. Now, I don't know whether it was because of the lighting in the room, but for me, at this point, I couldn't really get the hang of it. I much preferred the pen, so I was trying. I don't know if my brush was too big, or I was just doing something slightly wrong, but he said to make a cube, and I just totally didn't make a cube at all. I did my best. It kind of looks like a cube when I'm finished, but it's just not that great. So you can change all the sizes and stuff, and this was great fun. I imagine this would be absolutely like a really good starter, a really good thing to show off to begin with. And that was me putting my head inside of it. That was weird. But yeah, it's like a really cool basic thing to get started and just kind of show the tech. And on all honesty, I could probably stay in here the whole time. Now right here you can see in the top right hand corner he's turning me around, and the reason why he's turning me around is because I was saying, oh, can I like delete everything and start all over again? And he was like, you've got all this space behind you to draw again. I was like, oh yeah, that's a really good point. So things like that you kind of have to get used to, but it was just so cool. And now I got the pen out, which was my favorite, and I was just kind of drawing stuff and then leaning around it. So now I'm like just kind of experimenting, like, oh, that's cool. So you can see like the depth, like as I was moving my hand backwards and forward, it was drawing that, and it was just really cool. Really like this little experience. Like I said, you could probably spend hours doing this, and I was tempted to draw rude things, but I did I was under the impression, or I knew that they were recording, and everyone in the room could see what I was doing, so I, refrained. But yeah, so it was just really cool, and this one was pretty awesome. You could do some like really stylistic controls. But yeah, this is Tilt Brush. It was a really cool demo, but the next one is even more awesome, and that is more balloons. So yeah, I'm just back on the dashboard here. I was in a different room, and the guy was talking me through the demo of the balloons, and I was just kind of mucking around, and he was trying to talk to me. I was just like, no, more balloons. Balloons for days. It was awesome. So yeah, in this demo, I believe we're going to be taking a look at Portal, or is it the zombies? Oh no, we will be taking a look at the Portal Aperture Laboratories Science Lab, which for me was by far the most impressive technically. You were basically in a small room, and I'll get to it in a minute. I'm just doing like the demo at the moment, but you were in this small room, and it looked so real. I genuinely felt I was in an office, and there was like statues. You'll see it when we begin. There were statues on the side of the room of some of the characters in Portal, and like I was just fascinated by it. It was so cool. Oh no, it looks like we're actually doing a zombie shooter first. I got it wrong. Well, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So this was a zombie shooter, and it was pretty cool. It reminded me of like the old style arcades where you had like the gun and you point it. But the only difference is you're in the world that you're shooting from. So it was really cool. So this was a bit of target practice. And the only thing I learned was I am really bad at shooting. I really need to put some practice in, which is really cool. And you can see in the top right hand corner, it's funny watching it back because I don't remember the controller looking that big. Obviously it looks a bit silly me holding that kind of a big controller, but when you're doing it, your mind's so convinced that you're holding a gun, it feels like you're holding a gun. So it was a really weird experience watching the video back. So yeah, here we go. This is the demo, and first of all you got to pick up this gun. Now the cameraman for this demo was a little bit slow to begin with, so at the moment you can't actually see me, but it does, I do step into, he like sorts it out in a minute, but you just have to keep that in mind in the top right. But you can see the gameplay. So basically what happens is you have zombies coming towards you, and you have to kind of shoot them as they come towards you. So some of them walk, some of them run, and it was a pretty cool experience. And right here I was like, whoa, you see the cameraman sorted the stuff out now. But yeah, it was really cool. And the interesting thing is, which I didn't mention before, when I first started the demo and I was doing the target practice, I started to close my left eye, which was a really interesting thing to me, because that's what you do with a gun. You'd close one of your eyes to help you aim, right? As far as I know. It's just a thing I do naturally anyway. So the fact that I was automatically closing my eye to get a better aim was interesting, because closing one eye actually would have, like, it wouldn't really help you, I don't think, in the game. It was just funny that my mind was tricked to the point where it automatically was closing the left eye to hopefully get the aim. And you can see there the guns. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. So now I've got two guns and I'm like mowing people down, and in a moment I'm going to get a shotgun and an Uzi. Just a brilliant combo up on the bridge there. And there was a really cool moment coming up where I aim the shotgun. I kneel down. Unfortunately, the cameraman missed it, but I kneel down and shoot up, and the zombie goes flying off of the bridge. So stay tuned and keep an eye on that. It was really cool. So here we wasn't on the bridge. Now I was petrified that I was going to have zombies coming from both directions, and I was going to have one shotgun facing that way and an Uzi facing the other. But luckily for me, they all came from the same place. So I was able to, keep up, do well with things, and that was freaking scary because they feel like they're genuinely that close to you. And it's funny, watching back this video, at one point or another, I think it's earlier on, people are in the room like 2 feet away from me, having a conversation around me. But because I had headphones on, because I was doing other stuff, I didn't notice that was the bit there. But unfortunately, you can see the camera now. He's looking at me, which is really upsetting, and I like pop up. But there we go. That was really cool. But it was really interesting to watch back the video, and I had no idea that people were around me having a conversation. Really spooky. But yeah, so that's that demo. But here we are on the Laboratories, and this was by far the most impressive. This is the Source Engine 2. Really, really cool kit. It looks amazing with the headset on. Really impressive. And you're in this little laboratory, and you can hear the narrator talking away. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. So I walked up to it. I was like kneeling down. I was like, this is so cool. So yeah, typical Portal commentary in the background. It was just really, really fun to kind of mess about in a Portal world. Like, the cake is a lie, obviously. Or actually, the cake is moldy, so I'm going to put that away. And yeah, it was just really, really good. Really good. One thing about performance, people will probably be thinking, is there latency there? Is there any delay? Does it make you feel sick? Initial impressions was, first of all, I didn't feel sick throughout any part of the entire experience. Secondly, I didn't notice any latency, and the frame rate was, I think, 90 FPS throughout the whole thing. So, the thing I said to the guy when I went into the final thing was, I haven't mentioned performance at all, or haven't thought about performance at all of the device, which is a really, really good thing, because if I had, it would be because it was bad, but because I'm not thinking about it means it's so good that it's not like the performance of it is not a thought. By the way, gameplay here, he comes in, and this was so weird. I wanted to kneel down and look at him, and he looked huge. He looked really big. It was kind of scary. So you can see here I kneel down, and I thought he was going to like fall at me, so I like quickly stood back up. It's funny how your mind does things. Like, if I had stayed there, if I had not moved, he would have never have hit me. But my brain was tricked to the point where I was like, I should probably move out of the way, because he's going to fall on me. So it was really, really cool experience. I keep saying it was good, but it was just really awesome. You see a jump cut there. I had a little issue with my controller. Either I think it ran out of battery, or there was something wrong with it, whether just this particular situation. It's not a normal bug. I was able to continue the demo, as you can see. This is pretty cool. You could basically rotate the insides of him, and I think you were supposed to fix him, but I'm pretty sure you weren't able to do that, because I had no idea. I was really honestly just guessing at this point. But it was really, really cool to see all the insides and kind of spin it around. And this would be great for like educational purposes. If you were teaching someone how something worked, you could really get in there and have a look at stuff. So I was there as a gamer, as someone from like the gaming industry, and it was really, really fun. But I can see this being useful in so many more ways than just gaming. So I really, really do think that VR is going to be... Oh, oops. I think VR is going to go places, and the HTC VIVE and the kit from NVIDIA just made a really, really good experience, in my opinion. I'm really super thankful that they invited me out to go and test out the kit, because it's a really rare opportunity right now. They don't have many stuff going on. I believe, as far as I know, it's going to be 2016 April when there'll be more of the product to get your hands on. But at this stage, it's a really rare opportunity to get your hands on it. So I was really, really pleased to spend so much time, talk to the developers. And yeah, one piece of advice or suggestion I made to the guys over at the HTC VIVE event was to say, I think the cable should be slightly transparent, because one thing I kept doing was kind of walking into the cable. I was able to kind of walk around it, but it kind of pulled me out of the experience. So to stop me doing that, I think it would be really cool if you could kind of very, very faintly see the cable, like line the cable with a light or something, just so you could see it. I don't know, but that would be something that I would like to see, just so I don't accidentally like tangle my leg in it and kind of fall over and look a fool. But yeah, super cool experience. If you guys got any questions on it, do let me know in the comment section, because I'm really happy to talk about it, and I might even do a follow-up video. But it was really, really fun, and I was super impressed. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, let me know by just let me know in the comment section, and yeah, rate it if you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Take care.